Hello, it's time to play Pokemon. What's going on, DMG clan? Today we're going to be testing the Odin 2 with the DNA Duo and playing some DS emulation, and I'm going to answer some questions and stuff if you have any. Now, if you're coming here after the fact, thank you for jumping in, because this is my very first, well, not very first, but one of the very first showcases that I'm going to be doing this week for our live stream, playing on the DNA Duo. There's going to be other live streams this week as well when I have the time to do so. It might be at nighttime during the week and maybe on the weekend. How's it going, Greed and Scout? Welcome. So, yes, I'm going to be doing a bunch of this kind of stuff just because I want to share what to expect when you're expecting. I'm just kidding. I don't think anybody's expecting. But what to expect when you get the DNA Duo, what it's all about. How's it going, Tim? How are you doing? Yes, so basically, I am going to be just playing on this. I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to show you guys how it works and everything. Now, this is still the prototype. I'm going to be sipping coffee every once in a while, drinking my water, and just answering questions if you guys have any questions. So, I'm trying to get my... So, what I use for my camera is I'm using actually an S20 FE. And I use a program called Source Copy. I use that program for like multiple years because of I'm an Android developer on the side. So I use that, and I'm using like a application called Open Camera, and then I basically kind of zoom in on this so that you guys can see things over top of the actual table and everything. So yeah, that's how that works. That's why you can probably see, like, you can see my hard drive over here or whatever. And that's just because I'm messing with something. I have something that I'm reviewing right now, and it's just kind of sitting off the side of the table. I'm working on some videos today. So, yeah. So, which emulator do you use on your Retro Pocket 4 Pro, Lime 3DS or Citra? On my 4 Pro, I use Lime 3DS as of today. Lime 3DS has been working quite well for me. I kind of stopped using Citra MMJ because it seems like the developer just kind of, I don't know if they are even doing anything with it anymore. I know a lot of people still use MMJ. I like MMJ, but it's just something that I don't see progressing because the source code has kind of halted, and I think it's good for like older devices perhaps. Now, Drastic has been closed and needs to restart. Okay. I'm just going to clear everything out because I was playing on this morning. So, yeah, basically, that is what I use. I use Lime 3DS. Now, I was actually messing with Citra today, MMJ, because I was looking for something. So, answering questions is what I'm going to be doing with this today. I don't care if you want to ask me like random questions, that's fine too. We're just hanging out. We're checking out the DNA Duo, answering questions. Now, one big thing that some people have been asking me is, how does it work when it's connected to the device? And it's basically connected via USB-C cable. So I have suppliers out west or out east that I'm working with right now as well. Now I'm going to turn down the volume because that's pretty loud. That I'm going to be getting custom cables designed up and made and everything, so that we can actually have one singular cable, because right now it is two cables connected to each other, and that's how it's connected on the back. It kind of looks weird, right? So now I don't know why. I think I have a problem because I need to restart this. I don't know what's going on with my joystick. My joystick has been acting weird lately. I think I dropped my thing the one day. And there it goes. I don't know. It's just my joystick's being weird and funny. My D-pad's working fine. Yeah, all that stuff's working fine. I don't know. No idea. But I've been using this device quite a bit for testing and playing on, and I've done a lot of playing on this. Now, again, I'm going to be sharing all the information. Now, Ashley, the other day, Ashley actually responded back to me finally. Again, this was on, I think, Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. I emailed her and said, hey, what is going on? It's been another few more weeks. You said that the update was coming. and she said to me that they fixed it. They are just waiting on getting it pushed out. So they fixed the issue with the rotation of the screen and everything, and that should hopefully be here soon. I don't know when, not sure when. Uh, Hopefully before this gets shipped out to everybody, which I'm thinking it will be, and if not, then I'm gonna keep bugging her about it. But I do have guides for those that want to, lower their devices firmware and stuff out there, and it's actually really, really easy because they even shared the lowest version, which is 208. Oops, I forgot that's not I used my fast forward button for a second there. 208, which was way back in December of last year. Now, I didn't notice this until I started really messing around with this kind of stuff. And yeah, even desktop mode, which is actually very important to some people. And I use desktop mode every once in a while. It works perfectly fine on the Rogue Ally, or not the Rogue Ally, the Ambernic RG556 and the Retroid Pocket 4 or 4 Pro. So why did they mess something so bad up with the most powerful Android gaming handheld to date, right? So yeah, so I bugged her about that. I almost emailed her like once a week. So she said that, hey, this is fixed and it's just a matter of waiting, I guess. So I had to fix, yeah, issue after that. So that's what I like right now. This device is sitting on 208. So what I did is I ended up rooting the version of this device for the Odin 2. I rooted it for version 318, which is the latest version. I ended up fully rooting it so that I can have access to all the files and everything. I can copy all the apps and everything over to my device. And then that means like the Odin settings tool, I ended up copying all those. The tool for the Game System app and everything, I copied all that. And I ended up copying it to the lower version because I wanted all the apps and everything for the ability to like turn off your screen and all that kind of stuff so that you could have all the other features, like even changing your fan speeds and stuff like that. Oops. Changing your fan speeds and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to be releasing any more videos about all that. I already have a video about downgrading if you want to, but I'm not going to be releasing any more with the fact that Ashley did confirm that they fixed this. So hopefully it comes out very soon and we get that update very, very soon. I missed I think it was down there further, the secret room. So yeah, she confirmed that. So I don't know when, like I said. Do you have a list of every handheld that this works on? So all the handhelds that I've tested it on, the Odin 2, the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, my phone, my LG V60, it works on as well. The Neo Next Lite, it works on. Asus ROG Ally. Basically, this device, the screen itself, will work on every device that has the ability to use USB-C video. Now, it also works with every device that has the ability to use HDMI because it has a mini HDMI port. However, you can't use it without power. So you have to have power when you're using the HDMI, and that's why I showcase it using it on a laptop, for example, and or even like a monitor. A monitor it works on. So you just have to basically plug it into the HDMI and then plug in the screen to some sort of power. Now, how this works, it is powered directly from the USB-C, and I am working on right now. Today we're going to be looking at battery life as well. Like I was at full percent battery life, and I've tested battery life vigorously. I've even tested battery life with this closed and plugged in because it does have USB-C pass-through charging at the back and everything. And then there's the HDMI port at the back as well. And as you can see, yes, we can change like the angles and stuff. And you can sit like this if you want to. You can change it to like this if you wanted to sit it on your desk, for example. Say you wanted to just sit here and watch a movie, maybe on your desk, use it as like the top screen only. I'll show you a whole bunch of stuff today on this if you want to. Now, it's kind of something that I've done a lot of work on. I've changed this hinge a million times, and right now I'm finally, I think, sitting at the final iteration. Now I'm waiting for prototype pieces. So I'm going to say pieces because I'm getting prototype pieces from a company for the final actual product, for the actual plastic and everything, to actually see how it looks. And it's just little pieces that they sent me. So hopefully that comes in the next day or so because they sent it out last week. And yeah, are you going to do a tutorial video on the BSB D8 for what? Desktop mode, is that on the Odin 2, and how do you activate it? So yes, I've already got a video out, Brian, for desktop mode and how it works. So I shared that, I think, last week or a week before last week. I got a race. Go. Are we racing or what? Howdy, do you know where Mario is? I've been looking everywhere now. I found a busy. Thanks, Mario. Oh, I gotta go look for Mario. I thought I was racing you. Ready? Yeah, so I have a video for that. So desktop mode, even on the Retroid. I haven't done anything for the Retroid yet. I just didn't think it was really relevant for the Retroid as of at the time. Now, it works really well with the Ambernic RG556 as well. Now, I know I don't have the adapter on the Indiegogo page for the RG556. Hey, he's got the hat. Because it was having random issues. Now, I actually reset my RG556 and it fixed these issues. So I don't know what I did with the RG556 when I got it, but it was playing really well on the RG556. So maybe I'll go live with that as well. And then those that have an RG556, I have an idea for you guys, because this is one of the major questions that keeps getting asked over and over again, even though I've answered it, is what happens when I don't get the money? I've answered this question, and I know the very first time that I answered this, it kind of sounded weird, like I was just going to dip into my savings kind of thing and, you know, fork out the money entirely for it, which is not what I was planning on doing. What I am planning on doing is getting these produced to those that have backed it on Indiegogo and shipped out to you guys. Okay, so that's what the plan is. I already have a backup plan for all that. It just might take a little bit longer because the anticipated date is November. That's when I would like to get this all shipped out to everybody. Now, if it takes until January, then you guys will just have to wait till January, but that's what it is. But hopefully, if I get the whole 50,000 Canadian, that is, or the whole amount that is, if not more, then it'll get shipped out way sooner. And that's because I already have all my suppliers already on standby, and I'm still trying to find the perfect supplier for the USB-C cable. That's the only thing that I've been kind of, like, some companies, it's really hard to deal with overseas 12 hours ahead of time because I'm getting up in the middle of the night talking to these people. And that's one big thing. And then we're working on, if it's a Friday, it's already their Saturday, and sometimes they're not working anymore, or they're like, hey, wait till Monday, and then sometimes they forget, so I have to reach out to them and say, hey, what's going on? So yeah, can you send me the link for that here? So yeah, give me a few seconds. Let me try to get to a point where I guess I can just pause this for a second. So I'll grab that link. So desktop mode, are you going to do a tutorial? I don't know what you mean by that. I already answered that. I said I don't mind the wait on the update as long as they don't just abandon the issue like Ambernic tends to do. Yeah, so so the big thing about the Ambernic devices too, which is kind of annoying, and that's why I don't buy any Ambernic devices, is that the RG556 could be even better than it is. It's an okay device. I'm going to reiterate my review about that device coming soon. I have a video coming about that device, and a cool thing, as you can see here, I don't know if you guys noticed this. This is a C-stick. I made a C-stick. I made custom C-sticks that I'm going to be selling on Etsy as well. I have already printed off a few of them, and these are my C-sticks. They're custom printed C-sticks that I think are freaking cool. I even embedded the C into them and everything. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that, but whatever. I'm going to be selling these. I have to sand them down a little bit, but they feel really good. Like, I've been playing with this. I played Zelda Breath of the Wild the other day on Switch emulation, and I was using the C-stick as my secondary stick, and I like how it is. And then I have my custom Xbox sticks. So these are just custom Xbox. I shared the print file on Etsy as well for these. And the very good joystick caps that go with these are actually the skull and candy ones. So I'm not trying to like promote these right now, but I'm doing a video about that coming soon as well, because I thought these worked out really well, and they actually match the color of this Odin. And I like the colorway of the C stick down here and everything, and it actually feels really good. And it's tough, it's strong, it's 100% printed, and it's using PETG, and it feels good. So if you guys ever want to get some of those, you can. He's still doing those membership boxes. Yes, I am. So boxes wise, I don't know what you mean by boxes, but if you mean like the 6-month package, then yes, the 6-month package. If you want your 6-month gift package, send me an email and we can talk there. I've already asked a couple people what they want to do about that, and they never responded. They emailed me and I said, hey, what do you want to do? Because there's a digital version or there's a mail version. So like something that I send you in the mail. And who knows, maybe one of these will be in there if you guys want one. Now, I made some also for... Where the heck did I put them? They're in my other pocket. I just finished printing them this morning. So anybody that has the Gull kits, I custom designed some Gull kit ones as well. So I made gullies, and these are for any devices that have the Gull kit sticks. So I'm going to show you that right now quick. I know I'm kind of veering off of what we're supposed to be doing today, but give me a second. So these are Gull kit. Now, I sold this Retroid this morning, so I don't want to mess around with it too much. But this is the Gull kit sticks. I put these in this one because I hated the original sticks, and I also made higher rised up Xbox style Gull kit sticks as well. So yeah, I made these for this. So it fits down on the Gull kit sticks nice and tightly. And now you got yourself a C stick as a Gull kit stick. So it's different ways to, level up your devices. And I haven't seen the Gull kit ones yet on like any of these like 3D printed sites or anything. I did see the ones for like the Odin and stuff. I tried printing them off and the measurements were way off. I spent like an hour the one day trying to get the measurements perfect, and the measurements are close to perfect. I will send, like I said, these are going to be actual ones that I sell. Maybe they will sell, maybe they won't. Otherwise, I'll just have a whole handful of them. And it takes an hour to print like a certain amount of them, so it's not going to be a big deal if I have some of these just sitting around, I guess, right? So now I have them separated so I know which one is which, and then I'm going to mark these containers off because I have OCD and I like to make sure everything is organized. So yeah, that's what those ones are for. And then like I said, I made Xbox style ones as well for the Gull kits, because you can use Gully kits for even your Switch and stuff, right? So that's throwing in for the pre-orders, and I'll order one now. The C-Stick. So yeah, I was actually going to do that. I was going to put these, and I will. If maybe, there's going to be a little gift package as well. So I'm going to let you guys know that, obviously, because I am a content creator. You guys are going to get a little DNA mobile gaming gift package with your pre-orders of the DNA Duo, obviously. Like, that is something that I am putting in there. I know I haven't mentioned that. I was also looking into things like getting a case made up for this, like a custom case and everything. My main priorities right now is I contacted a few companies about making custom boxes, enclosures for this, shipping wise, because obviously we want like a fancy little box, but we might actually be making our boxes at home now, because some companies, I don't understand if they understand what I was asking for, and I sent them pictures. It's been an interesting thing. I have a lot of experience with buying, selling, and all that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of you guys don't know that about me. I used to run an eBay page and stuff like that, or an eBay shop and stuff. I have a little bit of history with selling stuff. I've been selling things ever since the Triad. I don't know if you guys know what a Triad is, but the Triad days where you would have the newspaper, and that makes me sound super freaking old, but I'm only 34. So yeah, I've been selling stuff since way back then. I used to like actually, I used to do bicycles. So I would buy like old bicycles, I would sand them down, clean them up, and then paint them, and then sell them. That's what I did. I've been working since I was like 7, 8 years old. And that was when I started working because my dad said, here's a lawnmower, get to work. And that's how I did it. I started a little kind of side hustle of cutting grass. And then I did shoveling snow in the wintertime. So yeah, I've been kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff ever since I was a kid. I am trying to look for that desktop mode video. There it is right there. So 898 views. Woohoo! Every view counts. So here you go, Brian. If you're still in here, there is that link. And hopefully that goes through. So the C stick, yeah. I'm going to refresh this page. How is the quality on your guys' side? Is the quality going well on your side? You're getting one of these for 3DS, Wii U, and DS emulation. Yeah, so did you ordered the deck one, right? Or did you order the Asus one? I can't remember which one you ordered, but I have been working on, I know somebody else has been working on this too, a perfect way for DS to work on our Asus and stuff like that, and even on the Steam Deck. Because right now, how that works is you have to basically, there's two different ways that I found. You can stretch out the actual main screen to split between both the windows. And that's the other big thing, is that this device, this screen, so the reason why I came up with it originally was partially because of this emulator. And then I had the idea, I was like, well, if people don't want it for this, they can use it for so many different reasons, because I myself right now, sitting behind my desk, I have 3 monitors staring me in the face. And our mobile handheld devices, our mobile PC devices that some people use for editing videos on the go, like Mr. Sugiano, for example, I guess he brings a Steam Deck to actually edit his content while he's out in the woods, could utilize having a second display on his Steam Deck sitting on his desk, like even on his little picnic table or something, sitting up like this, for example. And he can sit there and look at the bottom screen, look at the top screen on his editor and stuff, and they're the same screen dimensions and everything. Except for this one's wider than the Odin. This is actually, I love playing on just the top screen on this device, because I lay in bed and I'm laying back like this. I'm looking up at my screen rather than having to crank my head down or whatever. I know you guys can't see my face right now. That's just because my camera's dumb. And yeah, I was going to buy one for my one player X1 Mini. So I did upload details about the universal clamp. Now the universal clamp is a little bit of a different design, by the way, whereas the clamp that you're looking at right now, it is a snap fit clamp where it snaps together on the device, where the universal one is a spring-loaded clamp. And I tested it with devices that are like a 10.1 inch tablet, for example, and I was able to get it to fit around the 10.1 inch tablet. Now your tablet obviously needs to work properly with USB-C to video. I don't know why I'm oh, I gotta go find Mario. That's what I was doing. I just don't know what I was doing here. I've told you guys this before. I can't game and talk sometimes. Now I forget what I was saying. Yeah. Oh, I think I have to eat Mario. I haven't played the full Mario DS 64. That's why I'm playing it today, because I've never actually played it all the way through. I've only played the one on the N64. So, yeah, I figured I'd play this. Anyways, so yeah, there's just so many different things you can use this for, and it's not even just a matter of, hey, it's for DS emulation only. Like, it's a mobile portable display that you can attach to whatever device you want to attach it to, right? I don't want to do the slogan again because I already said that multiple times before, and yeah. So what my slogan is, I'm just gonna say it. It's the portable mini display that becomes part of your device's DNA. And yeah, it really does become part of your device, and it looks really good on a lot of devices that I've tested it on. And I tested it on the Loki Zero, and I don't really like the Loki Zero. That device needs that needs to just not exist. I don't know why AYN failed so badly with that thing. So I know you can put like spectral elect on it or whatever, or I forget what the actual what you can put on there. Ooh, got a 1-up. I know you can put Linux on it, whatever, but I just did not like that device. It kind of just sits on my shelf. It was not worth the price that I paid for it, I don't think. And it barely plays emulation past PlayStation 1, in my opinion. I was playing some 3DS on it, and it just wasn't good. So, yeah. I win! Ah, you suck. Give me my star. There we go. I was going to... Pretty sure everyone over 30 is buying this for Wii U and 3DS. See, that's the thing. So, okay. I get a lot of hate. I'm going to tell you guys that. Whoever's in here. People are like, oh, just buy the original. I am 34 years old. I own the original. I went through the phase of owning the original. And I like how this looks. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it because I'm doing a video about this. I still own my Hello Kitty DS. Okay? This is me holding my Hello Kitty DS. Where is my Hello Kitty DS? You know, like this is me holding it. And then you have the small screens. The small screens are faded. It looks okay on your screen probably, but the small screens are, and yeah, I'm using the Twilight Menu R4 card right now. But playing on this little thing, yes, it brings back memories and nostalgia, but look at the difference and look at the quality. Like the colors of my the DNA Duo looks really nice. I shared a picture with you guys the other day and I said, hey, look at the quality of the coloring of the DNA Duo compared to the Asus Rogue Ally. I don't know why the Asus Rogue Ally just looks super, like, even on the Steam Deck. And my buddy came over the other day on the weekend. Curtis, he's one of my members on the channel as well, and he actually finally got to see this in hand, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" But here is the two games, and like, yeah, I know it brings back, you know, nostalgia and stuff, but I like this, and it's balanced well. I made it so that it was balanced well, and it feels good. Like, even when you're just sitting there on the couch and you're not sitting your arms on a desk like I am right now, it does feel really freaking good. Now, jumping around, I'm going to warn you. Now, it's not screwed in, by the way, either, right now, because I've been messing around with stuff. So, yeah, that was popping out. But, yeah, it does work really well for multiple different aspects. And with the fact that, like, the Odin, for example, here, let's save and continue this for a second. I'm going to show you something else. I know we were going to play some DS and whatever, but I like this aspect of the Odin. Now, this is why they need to fix their OS, because when I touch the touchscreen, it's sideways. For some reason, see when I go back and forth like this is version 208. The touchscreen on the top is sideways. It's not like that with the Ambernic or the Retroid Pocket 4. It's just bugged out. They messed up something where, like, it's like the screen is like sitting up here or something. I'm not sure if their main display is originally a portrait display or something. I'm not sure, but this is what the original display looks like, by the way. I have a video coming for this too. I've been actually trying to pump out a lot of different content for you guys in regards to modding and stuff like that too. So here is their screen. This is the screen that the AYN Odin 2 uses. And this is the same screen that's in the Odin 1, I guess. So this looks like it was originally a portrait display screen, and it's got a 36 pinout pin. So the reason why this is out of a device right now is because I'm doing something that I'm not going to share with you guys today, but you'll see it very soon because I'm still finishing it, and it's something really cool. It's going to be kind of funny, I think. But yeah. I'm 39, just want to play my DS games in high resolution. Exactly. Like, look at this. Like, my kids, like, my youngest daughter will come in my office and she'll just grab this and play it. She doesn't really play on it very much. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing. She'll move the player around and press the A button. She's only 2 and a bit. And yeah, I can't even see my character on screen very well. I know you guys can see it. Like, the camera's actually doing a really good job at showing you the picture quality. I might as well just look at my camera to actually see the screen. Whereas when I'm just sitting here, like, it's just very, very dark and dim. I know we have the DSi XL, we have the 3DS. People always are like, well, just get the original. It's so much better. Or get a new 3DS XL. Well, I hate to break it to you, I do have all that stuff, and I still don't really choose to play on that because I like the bigness of this device even without the grips. Like, I have these customized grips that I think it's NLD Design Shop or NDL Design Shop. I can't remember. I always get those two mixed up. But even by itself, without the grips, I love the Odin 2. It probably doesn't look as clunky now without the grips either, because like the grips do make this thing look like a monster of a device, but it does feel good. The Odin 2 is my favorite freaking handheld still to date. And I am getting the ANEO Evo, by the way, everybody, if you want to know that. And I'm curious as to how that's going to go because of certain things. And yeah, I am very, very interested to see how that device is going to handle a lot of games and stuff. Now, I'm going to play with this out, the actual grips on it again, because I like it with the grips. And then now I'm like, I forgot how nicely ergonomic this device is. And yeah, it is a nice device. So, you guys have any questions? Drastic is almost perfect MU. Sadly, it does not have multiplayer. I know, that's the freaking sad thing, right? So it doesn't have multiplayer, and I think Melon DS does, and Melon DS is still in production development too, isn't it? I don't use Melon DS because I didn't find Melon DS to be very good when I first tried it. So that's just me, maybe. I don't know if anybody else thinks otherwise. But I know Melon DS is part of even RetroArch. For those that use RetroArch, I guess that's the backend for DS emulation. So maybe Melon DS will take notes from what I've discovered of how the dual screen thing works. I should do a video about that again, because I developed an app or a game. Like, it's not really a full game, but I shared with you guys what I developed is just a mini application that kind of moves a player around on screen, on the second screen when a screen is connected, and then it turns into like DS basically when it's not connected, you know what I mean? So I should share, like, it's called media projection, and that has been in Android for many of years. It's been in Android, I think, since like SDK number 2, I think it was. I know I'm probably talking French now to some of you guys if you don't know what Android language is or Java is. But yeah, I have another channel that I've actually been trying to get back up and running again too, for coding. I have like almost 2,000 subscribers on there, and I've been doing a little series right now about learning how to code with an application called Sketchware. And that channel has been back up and running. If you guys want to go subscribe to that channel, even if you don't watch the content, subscribing to it, sharing, maybe commenting on videos, and even if it's just to support it, then please do so, because the reason why I'm trying to do that is to maybe gain a little bit more traction. It's not monetized or anything like that either, just to get a little bit more traction for continuing R&D with this. Like, obviously this is already done, but like getting it all produced a little bit faster and getting my website up and running and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I want to do that, because I want to do different revenue streams of how to get this going to everybody. I think this device deserves a place on, what's it called, Shark Den or whatever that TV show is. Like, I don't know, I thought this was an awesome idea just because of how today's day and age, there's a lot of mobile handheld devices out there, and with the fact that there's so many different companies, even Acer, for example, Acer is releasing a new device coming soon, and that device looks kind of promising. I think I don't really throw out that terminology too often to a lot of devices. That's why I even decided the ANEO Evo did look promising. The first 7-inch OLED gaming handheld, yes, it's $500 Canadian after shipping and taxes. I specifically reached out to ANEO and asked them, hey, don't ship it by DHL, please, because DHL is a bunch of jerks. I'm going to say that and try to keep it not PG-13. So yeah, ANEO is a jerk. So what is the refresh rate of the screen? So it's only a 60 hertz screen. I I wish I could get a 120 hertz screen. It's 1920 by 1080p, and it does have its own configuration settings inside the actual screen itself. So I will have a little manual on how to like set up and use it and stuff like that as well. It's not very hard to set up. Now, all the screens are going to be pre-configured already to how I use them and how I have it set up and stuff like right now, for example. And I'm only running this. I don't know how well. I'm trying to look at my. Yeah, it looks good on the screen recording app too. So, it looks. I guess right now it's sitting at 30%, with backlight brightness and stuff like that. And I think I have it set to only like 30% volume on the screen on the speakers, and it does have built-in speakers in the front. So that was one major thing that I had to make sure, because some devices, this one right here, for example, or the Retroid Pocket 4, don't have the option to switch between your audio. So what I mean by that is on the Ambernic and even on my cell phone and stuff, I can go into the settings and change the audio to be crap, I missed it. To be on the output display or on the internal display. I've tried messing around with the developer settings. Like, I'm only fluent in creating Java Android applications and games. I am not fluent with creating custom ROMs and all that kind of stuff. I wish I learned that too, but right now I don't really have the time to do that. I want to, it would be cool to create a custom ROM one day maybe, because technically that's all this is a custom ROM. And I hope I answered your question, by the way. And I try Wii U. Wii U on the DNA Duo. I know the DNA Duo won't work with Wii U unless they did an update recently. I know that for sure. I remember trying it out the other day, but they don't have an option built into it. Why do I keep missing that? Frick. An option built into it yet so that you can use the secondary display for Android, at least. It does work on the Asus ROG Ally and the Steam Deck right now. So hopefully the developer that is working on the Wii U emulator for Android looks into this. OLED screen. So I did mention that we are looking into an OLED screen, and I'm waiting for my sample from this company to arrive. So hopefully they send me an invoice, because I requested a 5.5-inch OLED. I couldn't get a 7-inch OLED. The reason why I couldn't get a 7-inch OLED was because that was going to push everything about a month and a half to 2 months behind. They would have to, well, they still have to do this with this one, the 5.5-inch. They have to create a custom, there we go, a custom driver board for me, where this one is already designed and everything and built. So they would have to customize this driver board for me for this to be workable with the 5.5-inch OLED. I reached out to all the backers and asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys want to do an OLED, or do you want to do a LCD? Because I was going to change the 7-inch to an LCD, but then what she said to me, my supplier, that is, the one that I've been working with, my agent, is that she said that it's not recommended to do the 7-inch, probably because of the fact that it's going to chew up your battery a lot more. And like OLED is a little bit different. So she's like, well, we have the 5.5-inch. We've already done like R&D for that, but we would have to customize you a driver board based off of what you want it to do, which is obviously having the USB-C charging pass through the speakers ports and the ability to use it via USB-C plus HDMI. So she sent me the quote for that, and I already have the quote sitting there, and I'm waiting for her to invoice me still to this day, because they were on holiday, I guess, to buy the sample for the 5.5-inch display, just to take a look at it and compare it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a custom just enclosure for it, because right now it's only able to be used with just like a mini HDMI cable and then an adapter kind of thing. Oh yeah, that last one's over there, and I can't get over there unless I have the Canon. Why don't I have the Canons yet? What am I doing? So I hope that answers the question. hopefully that answers what you just asked me. But yeah, the OLED screen, like right now, my main focus is the LCD screen, and because it looks super good, that's why my main focus is the LCD screen. I gotta fight him again. I thought I was already done with this. So yeah, I like the way this looks. I'm gonna show you the settings in a second. I am it's not like I'm not gonna look into the LC or OLED 7-inch again, maybe down the road, but like this device specifically, the Odin 2, for example, has a very strong battery or a very big battery in it. So it works really well. And right now we're at 88%. And how long are we into this? So we're at 40 minutes. So 88% with DS emulation and the configuration that we're sitting at right now. That's not too bad. And we can get even longer out of that. Like that's only 88% by using 2 different screens, right? So danger, we're in midst of war. Buddies, take a look at the map. Oh, okay. I gotta go back up there. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do at the beginning of this game sometimes. Yeah, so my big idea with the OLED originally was that I would get a smaller display for smaller devices, but I actually don't mind it even on like the Ambernic RG556, like the 7-inch display that is, because you have a smaller display on the bottom and then a bigger display on the top, where these ones almost just match because they are the same size, sort of. Like this is a 6.6-inch display, where this is a 7-inch, and the ratio is a little bit different. I just died. How long is the battery life now? So yeah, right now, so I started this live stream 40 minutes ago, and this was at 100% battery, and we're at 88% right now. So that is 11%, right? If I can do my math correctly. 12%, 12%. So yeah, 12% battery in 40 minutes. That's good for what we're doing with it right now, in my opinion. And from what I've studied, I could get, like, I was playing 2 hours, and that was on my Steam Deck. I played 2 hours of 3DS emulation on my Steam Deck the one day, and I got down to like it was 40%, 42-ish% after 2 hours of 3DS emulation with the screen attached. With the Odin, I really haven't paid attention as much, but I have tested out things, like I've taken pictures and tested out things, studying like the battery actual charging pass through and stuff, because I think it's only like 10 watt charging. It's not actually fast charging or anything. It says that it's charging fast, but it's really not. And I can get it charged up in 2 hours from 20% all the way up to 100% with it like just sitting there. But I've never really had to worry about the battery with the Odin 2 because of how big the battery is on the Odin 2. And I never actually tested like power consumption, but like I don't know how to do that, I guess. I never really studied that part of it. So but the fact that right now we can just see the battery life and how long it's going to last while we're doing the live stream and gaming is why I wanted to do this, right? So I want you guys to see what to expect on all these devices. I'm going to be doing this for the Asus ROG Ally as well. And I think the Asus ROG Ally, I might play Wii U. Or no, I think the Steam Deck, I might play Wii U, and the Asus ROG Ally, I'm going to play 3DS. Or I might do a poll and ask you guys what you want me to play. One or the other. So I might do that too. But the Asus ROG Ally Wii U setup guide is coming out today as well. Later on today at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Members got to see that early. I just released it actually this morning quick. And I already had it done. I just had to edit it quick and then release it to the public so that you guys can actually see how to set it up and how it works. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to see this all up and running on all these devices. So Green Scout, yeah, so I've tested multiple different devices that I own, and you have to just know that your device needs to be compatible with a USB-C to video connection, or you can use the mini HDMI with the USB-C cable to charge it. So yeah, I'm going to show you like configuration. So if you press the volume up for a second, that'll open up the hotkey to change the volume on the actual screen. So you can turn up the volume up and down on the actual screen by holding this. So there's a volume rocker right here. And then if you go down and then you wait for that to go away for a second, you can actually change like the brightness level of the backlight and everything too. So press that button, the power button. press down, that's the backlight, so that configures the backlight, so you can turn the backlight option up and down. Now, obviously, the higher the backlight, you're going to start using more battery life. Right now, I'm sitting at 30%, and I think it looks good. Not sure if you guys can tell the difference, though, with the backlight on the camera. I don't really... Like, this is going down to 30%, and I think 30% looks perfectly fine. And then you can actually go into the configurations, and you can change certain things in your configurations. So you can change like your eco mode to standard or cool, or I forget what all the other modes are. There's a whole bunch of different modes in here. Now again, I'm trying to press that button. This is actually an old iteration of this screen still. You got different colors, color modes. Strong, user, you can change it to user. Standard is what I was set to. Game mode, I don't really like that. I like move for gaming. I don't know why, it looks better. And then I like to set my temperature to cool usually. So I know I have it set to RGB, and that's because that's the highest configuration, but that's cool mode right there. And then you can turn your gamma on and off if you want to too. It depends on what you like. So that's the gamma off, and that's the gamma on. So you can change a whole bunch of different configurations if you want to. You can change if you want the volume to be shown on the outside. Overdrive makes it work a little bit harder, and then you can reset it. Basically like a monitor, right? So you can reset it. You can do whatever you want to do with it to configure it for your device of choice. And now we've just configured it to change the way it looks again. But I wanted to keep it with the other configuration because I wanted to test out the battery. Now we just worked on another 2% within the last like 7 minutes. So, yeah. How about the deck? Oh, yeah, I answered that, I guess. I didn't even know you asked me that question. I just kind of rambled on and answered it anyways. So, yeah, that's I don't know. I really love this thing. I play on it mostly every day, and whenever I get the chance to, at least, because I don't really play a lot of games right now, and I want to start gaming more because it's the winter, but I haven't really had a lot of time to game. I usually just play some Call of Duty quick here and there, but that's because I've been working on this a lot. I've been working on my other stuff. I've been trying to just not try to spam the channel too much with the DNA Duo stuff. But lately, you're going to see a lot more content surrounding it just because I want to use the platform basically for advertising it. And I have been trying to advertise it all over like Reddit, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Twitter X. Whatever the stupid freaking platform is called now. I don't know why he named it that. That's so dumb. But anyways, I'm just going to not go there. So yeah, I have been just kind of working on this a lot, and even behind the scenes I redid the design of this completely after I released it to Indiegogo. Not completely, but I changed it because for injection molding you have to change things a lot compared to printing it. So right now this is still like the 3D printed design of it, and I guess injection molding is quite a bit different. So I did not know that. And then I talked to somebody that has experience with that. And I even talked to a company that gave me some pointers and some tips about what to do. So this current iteration of the screen is injection mold ready, according to a couple companies that I ended up reaching out to. And it'll be perfectly fine when it comes to that point. Now, I'm also testing out another company that I might not end up needing to do an injection mold for this right now. So the other material that I am waiting for right now is supposed to be like one of the, like it's a new material that companies use a lot actually. And I'm going to see how that works because it's actually material that I guess even TVs use. So yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting all for that, and you guys will be updated when that all comes. And when I actually get the actual final design actually manufactured and stuff too, I will change the Indiegogo page accordingly, because right now it's still in the prototype phases, obviously. And that's because I haven't put out any more, much more money at least. I've put out some money still. But I've already got all the stuff to like adhere the screens into place. I've got all the stuff to screw the screens into place, like, because this is going to be screwed down at the back. Like, there's screw ports in the, like, holes in the back side of it to actually screw it into place. And I've got, like, even Kapton tape. I've got all the, like, the double-sided adhesive to, like I said, to adhere the screen down and everything. I've already said that. And I've already sourced out, like, different screws that I wanted to use for it. So I did a lot of work. I've done a lot of work on this, and it's come a long way. I don't know if you guys remember my video in May, if you want to go watch that one again, where I kind of just did a video about, oh, we got the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. And yeah, that was literally just me showing my idea that I kind of had been working on for quite some time prior to that, but never really said anything about it. Come on, come on, come on, shoot. But yeah, I will, here, hold on. How's it going, John? Welcome back. Or welcome. Hi, I missed the start. Is that Melon DS or Drastic? This is just Drastic. I take a sip of coffee. I'm trying to find that video for you guys. Oh, here it is right here. So this was the one that I released about. Yeah, Melon DS is not that good. I didn't even see that. Yeah. So even the thing with Drastic, there's also custom backgrounds that you can do with, like, your layouts and stuff. And that's what I have right here, is just a custom gray black background. And you can also do things like change the right now I'm using a widescreen patch game, by the way. If you guys didn't notice, I'm not stretching the game at all. This is not stretched. I'm going to be sharing a video about stretched or not stretched, and that's going to be a funny video to kind of talk about, because I know there's a lot of haters that say, ew, it's stretched, and I feel like there's just a lot of trolls on the internet. I gotta get my head out of the clouds about that, because I've been on the internet since I had a flip phone, and just some people really love to just be trolls, I think. And I don't know why people think it's funny. I really don't understand it. I'm 34 years old, and I just don't get the point of wasting your time being like, oh, just get the original, or hey, that looks like crap. Like, cool, keep it to yourself. It has nothing to do with you. I don't want you as a client, if you think, or a customer, if you have nothing nice to say about it. That's not criticism. That's just you trying to make yourself feel better, in my opinion. So yeah, let's have a little bit of a, a pep talk for that kind of stuff. I know people are gonna hate and stuff, and some people hate the Retroid Pocket 5, like me. If it came out 2 years ago, I wouldn't hate it. But yeah, I already said my piece with that device, and I'm not changing my mind about it. So 7, which one did I miss? Ouch. Oh, why am I not hearing the volume again? Oh, I turned it all the way down, that's why. Hi, can you use Drastic on the Steam Deck through Waydroid? Oh yeah, you said that. I think, was that you that said that to me today or yesterday or something? Somebody said that to me, and I don't remember. I think it was you. Tried the other day, and it seems to work fine. I wonder if it would work with the DNA Duo. Yeah, I'm gonna actually look into that. Oh, Waydroid is what you were saying. Okay, because I know what Waydroid is. I didn't know what you said. Wayland or something, I think. And I was like, what the heck is Wayland? Is that like something that you can put on the Steam Deck that you use for like dual booting into Wayland or something? But yeah, Waydroid. I'll test that out. I actually thought about testing out Drastic with BlueStacks too. I haven't even tried it yet, but I thought about using BlueStacks on the PC. I haven't installed BlueStacks or used it in a long time. So maybe it's changed by now. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. We'll see. I will test it out though, because that would be freaking cool if we could use Drastic for Android emulation on the Windows devices or the Steam Deck, because that would make the Asus and the Steam Deck the perfect pairing for this. Not even for gaming, like for everything else, right? Like I even thought about the idea, like I said earlier, with showing you sitting this on the desk kind of thing, where, here, let's pause this for a second. I still have like all my devices connected. Probably can't hear me. You're far away. So like my devices just sit like this. This is how my devices sit. They don't use any battery or anything. And here they are. I just have this sitting on my desk. And like I said, these aren't screwed down right now because I reprinted these new designs and I fixed the hinges and stuff. So these are the devices clamshelled down. There is the adapters and stuff. It's not a secret. Like, this is how it works. It snaps into place and snaps onto the device itself. Now, highly not recommended. I'm going to have a little guide on the manual how to actually like put this stuff together, because it's magnetized and the magnets are going to be a little bit different too. Like, these are the actual magnets, but yeah, so showing you this device, like, this isn't anything to do with the Asus Rogue Ally. Holy crap. Yeah, my Steam Deck has got some cracks in it. And that's probably because I use it a lot. Hopefully that's I don't know. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that. But almost a year, and I still haven't reviewed this on the channel. And maybe that'll be part of my review. Hey, this is my Asus Rogue Ally experience after a year. I've experienced so much with it. But this is how easy it is to like put it together and everything. You snap fit it on there, put your USB-C cable in here, crack it open, and then just start gaming on it and play it. So yes, you do have to do a little bit of configuration and stuff, but here's the Steam Deck one, and the same kind of aspect. It's, you know, it's connected to the device and it clamshells closed, same USB-C cable, same adapter kind of thing, just different size. Obviously it's the sizing for the device. And I thought about things about like where the fan holes are and stuff and how they're placed on the back of the device as well. And yes, this does work for the OLED model as well. I looked up how much of a difference the dimensions are, and it's not a big difference whatsoever. And the adapter does fit with it. So I am very concerned about why my Steam or my Asus is cracked on the back now, though. I think I might have dropped it the one day. I'm not sure, but might have to open it up and take a look at the insides. I also use my Asus for a lot of stuff, so hopefully it's not something bad. Let's refresh this again. And we're almost an hour in, and yeah, so basically we're going to check the battery. 83% at 57 minutes, and I think that's pretty good. 20% per hour, I guess, that's a lot, I guess, if you think about it, but it's not really when it comes to this device, because this device has a really powerful battery, or a big battery in it. And with 2 screens playing DS, I think that's great. So that's like, if the math pans out the way it's supposed to, that's what, 4 hours? 4 hours of gaming. I don't play games more than 2 hours at my age at a time usually. It's like, I'm like, I just can't look at this anymore. And when I was a kid, maybe I used to be able to play games for like 4 hours at a time, but saw you talking about the Ally on Patreon. Oh, the Ally X. Like, if it's compatible? Is that what you're gonna ask? There we go. I got the star. I was trying to get that freaking thing. What do you mean by pads so it doesn't touch the screen? Like, just like little pads for the front? I always want to use the right joystick. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. So no, that's okay. That's not what I'm doing. What I said was that I have asked a couple people that own one. So I actually asked, why do I always forget his Game Tech Talk, Clef. I asked Clef over at Game Tech Talk to send me measurements of his Asus ROG Ally X, and he did. But I just haven't worked on it because I don't want to be branching off of the main designs just yet. So the Asus ROG Ally X is actually not too far off from what the Ally is. And what I said to those people, I said, hey, if you ordered an Ally and you thought it was going to work for the Ally X, I will design up the Ally X one and get it out to you. I just haven't worked on that yet because I was thinking of also maybe just getting one from Best Buy and confirming the dimensions and everything and make sure it fits properly. But I might just recheck the dimensions and change the measurements a bit and go from there. That's what I was planning. I'm not having somebody design it for me. Now, when it comes to the actual adapters and stuff like that, so the main thing is that this connects via that magnetic design that I showed you. And what my plan was for that was that if there's devices out there that I am not ever going to design it for and the universal adapter doesn't fit with your device or something, then I was going to share the step file, which is a file that you can use to edit and print yourself. However, there's going to be a disclaimer about that saying, hey, if you printed your own adapter or something and you broke your screen or something like that, it's not going to be like my fault that you did that kind of thing. Like, it's something that I'm going to say, hey, you decided to do this and customize it. I'm all about, customizing your own stuff too, but I am only working on the majority of the devices that are very popular. And I think it's smarter to do it that way, because if I created like one for every one X player, for example, one X player has multiple different devices, for example, then I would not be making any money. I'd be losing money, because what if I made only two of them and I forked out $10,000 for a mold, or I paid for custom ones to be made just by different means of printing? I would not be making any money for that. So if people want to like customize their own, they could. In regards to the Ally X, yes, the Ally X I know is popular. I just didn't put that into my mindset because it wasn't a device that I had at the time, and it wasn't a device that I don't think a lot of people are running out to buy if they already own an Ally. So that's why, like myself, I didn't run out to buy it because my Ally is fine. Now, hopefully my Ally is actually fine, because I saw that crack on the back of it. I'm not sure what that was from. I've never noticed that before. But I've also never noticed if it's gotten hot or anything either. So I did do the upgrade 2 terabyte internal storage to it. So I hope that my internal storage isn't overheating or something, because I do play a lot of Call of Duty and Minecraft and stuff on it. So, and I only play it at 15 watts plugged in. So who knows what happened to it. But anyways, yeah. There's a chance that the universal adapt fit the Steam Deck with a case. I'm not really sure. So it fits because I don't have cases on any of my devices. Like, I have the grips and stuff. And I know some people are asking me about the, what is it, Kill Switch, right? The Kill Switch, or the Zheshua, whatever company that is, Zhao, I think it is, or J Socks. I don't know, whatever that company is. They were asking me about those adapters and stuff, and even Get Mechanism was designing something for the adapters for those devices too, I guess. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to design something for the Asus Ally Mate and whatever, but I just didn't go that route because these adapters are custom designed for these devices. So like even the Odin 2, for example, like I custom designed it so that like the fan holes on the back, it has a hole right there. It's got the fan holes in the top. Now, to answer your question, Michael Myers, by the way, I think you're the same guy. It's that time of the year, and I got my Michael Myers pop figurine sitting out because Michael Myers or Halloween is one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way. You guys want to remember that for a future video. Yeah, this is a pop figure I got, I think it was a year or two ago. I put it in a case, and I don't really collect a lot of pop figurines, but I do have a few. And that and Marvel. Marvel's one of my big things too. And I have my Marvel Iron Man glow in the dark pop figure. Yeah. And I like Pokemon. I don't know if you guys know that, but I like Pokemon too. Got my Diamond Collection Pikachu Squirtle. So yeah. Walking Dead. A little bit of history of me. And obviously Fallout. I love Fallout. Fallout's my favorite game of all time, I would say. Yeah, I got a lot of Fallout stuff, even on my wall that you guys never actually see. So, yeah. What was I gonna say? So the padding thing. So there's padding that's gonna be coming on the actual on these. There's padding on the back of these or on the inside of these clamp adapters for the screen itself. I never even thought of that aspect because the way I designed this was also, so if we didn't have like the oversized sticks on here, it actually sits on this right here on the plastic. So that sits over top of that and then just sits there like this. And it doesn't touch or interfere with any of the actual buttons or anything like that. And that's why I designed it the way I did, rather than it being like a flush clamshell design. Now, for the like Asus and stuff like that, like I've never... So, if you can see it right here, let's see if you can see that on screen. So that's going down flush, but that's why I'm using plastic for this and the way that I'm using this, so that it doesn't scratch or anything your device. I've traveled with the older iteration. I'm going to tell you the older iteration. That was a little bit bigger. It was a little bit thicker, like this wide. It was actually like, it came out to here on the devices. And I traveled with it just in my laptop bag, and it traveled well. And I used it actually as basically a laptop. So, I brought my Asus ROG Ally to the cottage at the beginning of the summer. And at nighttime, because my one daughter likes to like put on cartoons at bedtime or whatever, I would just have it sitting up like this, and it was just like basically watching TV on the device, and then I had it plugged in the back, right? Because it has the pass-through charging, so it literally turned it into a laptop sort of thing. And then when you want a game on it, you just obviously tilt it backwards and then just do your gaming. So, in regards to the padding thing, like you could put your own padding if you wanted to. There's rubber matting padding that is that I'm going to be using for the actual adapters on the inside that are, I think I already have that on this one. I don't know if I put it on this one. I did. Yeah, so this is like a rubber grippy pad. Now this is just stuck on there because I cut it out. But there's going to be ones that I cut out with the Cricut and everything. I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of square professional ones. I've already done that with some of these. I don't know where they are. Hold on. This is like a whole roll of this stuff. And this is going to be cut out like with a nice rounded edge to it and everything. And it's going to be different sizes and lengths for different adapters and stuff. So oh, here's one of my old, here, this is actually the RG556. So I cut this out with the Cricut. So it's got like the rounded edges. I don't know if you can really see that. But this is like a soft matting pad that's going to be on the inside of the actual adapters, so it doesn't, you know, interfere with your device or whatever. But in regards to the actual screen, I never really put that in mind because it just sits like that over top of the device. So that's the way that I designed it, so that it wouldn't sit on the screen either. Like, I didn't want to try to copy this completely. Like, yeah, it would be awesome to have like a full clamshell, I guess, but like I didn't want to copy that. And I thought of that idea, but with the way that this is designed, it has to sit like this, because when it's sitting up like this in the back, it has to sit resting for the actual USB-C cable that I'm including with these, so that it'll just sit back like that. And then you can change like the angles and stuff when you're not using it for gaming. Because like if you're gaming on it, like the only thing is when you're sitting like this or sitting like this, you can angle it. And then if you want to angle it like this while you're laying in bed or something, then you could. But yeah, this is not down. I know I've said that multiple times. So padding wise, that wasn't something that I was thinking of, honestly. And if that's something that maybe a lot more people kind of ask me, then I will include it. later on as a thing that I just throw in, and then you can decide if you want to put it on there. Like even like little rubber pads, like these are all out of a whole bunch of controllers, and like you could just use something like this too and just stick it on there, I guess, but I never really thought that much ahead of that kind of stuff. So Kid Icarius Uprising on 3DS. I don't know what that is. Never heard of that game. I wish some days every piece of games will have dual screen support for asymmetric gameplay, being able to put UI minimap menu. I miss the most about 3DS and Wii U. Yeah, so like that's why I have been working on a game on the side. Actually, it's going to be only Android based, and it's a dual screen game, and it's going to utilize the bottom screen for touching it for like doing stuff with like games like this, obviously, right? I always forget that you can actually like, that's how you change your your viewing angles and stuff. Yeah, so it is something that was an innovative thing back in the day, right? When we had our first DS and everything, like the DS that you see here on the table. And the DS was awesome. And even when I had my, like I had the SP, I liked my SP as a kid, but I always wanted the horizontal form factor of the GBA when I was growing up, because my buddy had one and I thought it looked cooler than the GBA SP, but that was a clamshell too, technically, right? It folded down, covered the screen, and that's what I was trying to go for with this. And my big, like the very first device that I was messing around with it with was this and the Retroid. The Retroid, I tried out the 5-inch display. That was what was in that video I shared earlier. That was just a 5-inch display. And basically how that connected, I used just a micro HDMI, or not micro HDMI, an HDMI to USB-C adapter for it to actually connect. And that's how that worked when I showcased that, but you couldn't really see it in the background unless you really looked. So that's all that was, and it was just me taking the motherboard out of the adapter and connecting it to the screen, and then I used little FPC connectors where this is like an actual custom driver board and everything that's built inside this, so that it has like a controller board and everything too, and it's really not a lot on the inside. Whoever wants to take it apart and look on the inside, go ahead and do so. Like it's really not a crazy thing. It is and it isn't in a sense, because like I had to think about how to design this and question how to design this, and then reach out to, like, I reached out to probably a dozen different companies asking them if they can do this, and then finally one of them finally said, hey, we got this, blah blah blah, and yeah, this is it. So I don't remember what the next mission was. I really don't remember this that much. Controller modes. Touch mode. Full hand. Zoom, jump, jump. I swore there was a hack for you to be able to use this for, like, I guess you could use the key adapter. Let's try this. Does that work? Oh, it does. Sort of. It only works when you go right. I don't know why it's not working when you go left. I don't know. I'm getting distracted now. Let's get rid of this. Move this. Get rid of that. And now it doesn't work. I swore there was a... Maybe that was for 3DS. I don't know. Planning on grabbing one of... DS for now. You can do dual screen gaming with. Yeah, so that's the big thing. So let's go back to what I was talking about earlier. I know I kind of veered off about that, actually. So what I like to do sometimes is I'll go into my SNES emulator. Oh, it's right there. It's at the top because I was playing it recently. So I'll do this. I'll select my folder. Oh, that's because I reset my stupid folders again. What am I doing? I'm always testing things, so I don't really game. Because I am always testing things. And I am doing video content and stuff too, so... oh, not NDS. SNES, and I also just got a new SD card as well, so I just set this all up. And yeah, GameCube. I guess I could just go into some GameCube or something. What am I doing? It's SNES. Okay, Dolphin. Wii. Let's go to Wii for a second. And do I have all this set up though? Just emulator, profile button. That's how I like to have my buttons set up. You guys want to follow this? Go ahead. Keypad down. So I'm just showing you what I like to do when I am laying in bed, just kicking back or laying back or whatever. When I do get to play anything, I like to do this. I will show you in a second, especially on the Odin 2. So it has multiple different use cases, right? So it's not something that you just have to think about just for DS emulation or anything like that. It can be used for this, and the Odin 2 really utilizes this very well. I will say that. And go into our graphics. L is what I set to. File. I'm going to stretch it because you guys get mad. 3x resolution because the Odin 2 can handle it. I'm just rambling right now because I'm just doing this quick. CPU driver. Now, I don't know if I copy my drivers over. We don't usually need them anyways. Switch. Downloads. You know, turn up R6. Advanced. Statistics. I'm not going to turn that on. And config. I still turn on the override CPU. I don't know if we really need that anymore or not, but I still do this. And I also go to my interface, I turn on or turn off that, and I also turn on save states. No, I'd never really use them for Wii. What else? What else do I miss here? Graphics, configurations, advanced, statistics, hacks. You can tell I've done this quite a bit. So I'm going to go into a game. I'm going to turn off my overlay. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. So I told you guys when you go into this setting right here for Wii to toggle all. Now, when you do that and you toggle them all off, it turns off your pointer for your touchscreen. I didn't know that. So when you want to touch your screen and use the pointer, if you have a pointer on the screen, then it turns it off. And it's kind of, I don't know if that's a bug, but all you have to do is just toggle all of them manually, and then your touchscreen pointer will be turned on. Now, what I wanted to show you is the hotkey. Turn off your bottom screen to just play it like this. And then when you're laying in bed, when you think about it, you're sitting there with your hands kind of just sitting there or laying back in your chair or something. Your hands are just sitting there like this. I know you can't see my face, but I'm sitting there like this. And my face is directly like facing the screen rather than me looking down like this. There's my head if you want to see that. You know what I mean? Where like, or even when you're sitting there playing games, like you're thinking about like when you're laying back, you got the screen at the top and the screen at the bottom, and the screen at the bottom would be just sitting like that. And then you're thinking about like the fact that it's just sitting up there, right? So, and it helps with not cranking your head and whatever. Yeah, that's how I like to play it. How long did you wait for the console to deliver to your home address? What are we talking about? I love how Wii plays on this thing too. This is 3x resolution and at 1080p, and I think I'm playing. Am I playing on high performance mode right now too? Oh crap, I missed it. But that's the problem with, oh, that's what I was going to say. The problem with the Odin current firmware is that to swipe down, we're at 76%, by the way, at 1 hour, 20 minutes, and now we're playing Wii, so let's see how long that lasts. The fact that we can play it like this, and it plays really well, and yeah. Do they all have the same texture? So right now, I've kind of said what I'm doing with the design of this. I'm waiting for a prototype piece of plastic to come in, or a couple prototype pieces of plastic to come in to take a look at the colors and stuff like that as well. So make sure that the grays match up and make sure that the white and black matches up and the textures match up too. So the texture, the reason why the texture is on the front of this one is because it is laying down on my textured 3D printed mat. And if you guys like this texture, so I was planning on keeping it textured like this because it does have the pictures showing that it's textured like that. But I did get a prototype printed in a different material, and I definitely am not using that material, but it's all smooth instead of it being kind of like a gritty kind of look to it like it is right here. So I don't know if I'm gonna ask the company and say, hey, is it able to be textured the way it is like this, or if it's gonna end up being smooth. I will let you guys know that, and that's why I try to make it known that, hey, this is like the prototype design right now still, and this is just the 3D printed design. And if I think this looked professional enough to sell as the way it is, I would have sold it the way it is, but I want to see what this looks like with professionally done plastic and stuff like that too, right? Like, not saying that my work isn't professional enough, but I don't think using 3D printed material is probably going to be the best thing to do or way to go because I want this to look awesome and look like an all-in-one device. And I like the way it looks right now personally, but I'm being biased probably, right? So, yeah. China. It came from China. That's where they're coming from. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean by that? Like, that's another question that's people keep asking me is where I got these from. Like, I researched a lot about this and I found a company that I got these from. Like, I don't know why people keep asking me that when I'm trying to sell this. I'm trying to sell these as a screen. Like, I don't know why that question keeps coming up. Like, I'm not just gonna say, hey, yeah, go ahead and pick this supplier. Like, that's obviously gonna be a secret because, like, I've done my research. I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of not sleeping as to where to find this stuff. It's like Samsung saying, hey, I got my screens from Georgie Boy from somewhere land. So, like, me telling you that information is really a matter of, hey, if you want to buy it and then reverse engineer it, go ahead and do so. But I'm not really going to tell you where I got them specifically because that would defeat the whole purpose, especially when they're not even released out to the public yet. For all I know, you're trying to steal my design. Or trying to steal it in general. Who knows? But yeah, I'm sure if you did some deep diving and did what I had to do to actually look into it, I'm sure you could figure that out. That's how I'm gonna say that because I've had a couple of people ask me that, and I'm like, I'm not just gonna give you who I bought this from. And even so, if you're just gonna buy one or two of them, you're not gonna get them for the same price that I'm getting them for, which is still not even the biggest of deals, by the way. So, how much are you selling them for? So, if you want to go check out my Indiegogo page, it depends on where you live. It might be different currencies for you, so go check out the Indiegogo page, and that is where they are right now. And if you want to back this and support the hard work that I've been working on this, then please do so, because we're currently at, I think, 20 more days left or 19 more days left, and we have 50 backers, which means that there's 50 orders in place right now, and I want to get those 50 orders out to everybody that backs them. And anybody, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, that does back them is going to get obviously a DNA Duo or DNA Mobile Gaming gift package as well alongside it. What that is, I'm not telling you because it's going to be a bonus thing. And it's just something that my master members end up getting. So it's basically the gift package that master members usually get. And if you are a master member and you've ordered one, then that's going to be your 6-month master membership gift package too. So I had a frame of reference. I'm not asking for suppliers, for example, if I wanted a screen that looks similar to the Odin 2, because you can't really get that exact of how the screen looks just from the video. So you're just, I don't know. Okay, so I kind of shared what the Odin 2 screen is. This is the Odin 2 screen right here, by the way. Got a 36 pin out display, and you got to learn all that kind of stuff as well. Like, it has to work with it, so I don't really... Like, this isn't the same size as this screen. Is that what you're... I don't know what you're trying to ask for then, honestly. Because like I said, I've done the research of how to find this stuff out myself, so I would suggest doing that too. I don't know, like you're trying to find a screen that matches this. It kind of sounds like you're trying to build something too, which I go ahead and do so. That's all I'm going to say. But how's it going, Gamer Spieler? We're working on some Wii emulation now because we were playing some DS, and I was trying to share another way that you could use the DNA Duo. Rather than using both screens, you can use it as just a top screen device. And how I ended up sharing and why I do this is because when I'm laying in bed or whatever, I like to lay back like this. If you want to go back and watch my little spiel about that, then you can go ahead and do so. But welcome. And yeah, so where I got this is China. That's all I'm going to say. I got it over in China. Okay, that's where it's coming from, and that's where I got it. And if you just Google things, I'm sure you could figure out how to try to find something. I don't know what AYN did to get their screens. They probably did research too. And I don't know what their display actually is specifically, because the display that's in this device is a little bit different than what's inside the Odin 2. In regards to sizing and stuff, because this is a full 16:9 screen, where the Odin 2 I think is more like 16 by... I don't even know if that's even a thing, but it's really not a full 16 by... I think this is more like a 16:10 ratio, my screen is. But it's more like, I like a lot of these games look a lot like really good. Like even playing Wii on this, it looks really good on the top screen. And I don't really think it looks that great on the bottom screen on the Odin compared to the top screen. But that's my preference, right? So, and I'm not being biased about that whatsoever. I remember sitting back the one day and I'm like, this looks really good. And even I was playing Super Nintendo. And I was like, the top screen on this, like, it kind of reminds me of playing on like an old big TV. Just a 7-inch big TV. Because it fills out the whole screen and the pixels look good and everything too. So... All right, this part, I gotta pay attention. I'm gonna be quiet. And probably after we beat this level 2, guys, I think I am gonna be signing off, because like I said, I sometimes can't play games for very long. For more than 2 hours. I've already been staring at my computer since like 5 o'clock this morning or 6 o'clock this morning. Color accuracy, brightness, saturation, etc. I'm just curious and a little interested. Planning to buy one myself. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to like say, hey, you're trying to rip me off or rip off the idea or anything. I'm just saying, like, I have had a lot of people that are like, hey, where'd you get that screen from? I'm trying to build something and I want to know how you did it. And it's like, why? Because you're trying to do the same thing I have done with this, and I don't get that aspect of, like, I would say, hey, go here if, you know, I wasn't doing this probably as something that I'm trying to like sell, I guess. But when it comes to color saturation and all that kind of stuff, like, the screen itself has its own controller board in it so that you can change all that stuff. And I've showcased that earlier today, where you can actually go into the settings and change the backlight and all that kind of stuff and change the coloring and stuff like that. And that, like I said, that was something too that I had to do some research in, because I was like, hey, I want this. Like, here is the game mode. There's standard mode, and that makes the colors look a little bit better. User mode, which is basically just customized. Strong, photo, move. Move is the one that I like. I gotta jump for a second here. Here we go. And yeah, so that's something that I had to actually research myself and look into. There is low blue mode. That looks really crazy. That actually looks kind of weird. Noise reduction, you can turn that on and off as well, and change the actual strength of that too, inside the gamma hue and everything. Temperature, I leave it at cool usually. Gamma, turn that off. That's gamma off. That's gamma on. Gamma at 2. Gamma at 2.2, 2.4, and that just makes it darker, right? So that's completely down to off, and that's 1.8. I like it sitting at 1.8, and that's what I'm going to have it set to. Now, the colors look nice. Okay, they look okay. Like, it's just a little bit darker. And then that's where you would want to maybe change, like, your backlight. But the more that you increase, like, the backlight and stuff, it's like a normal monitor, right? So you're working on things like changing configurations and settings and stuff like that. I keep moving my joystick because I'm touching that with this. And I like my gamma at 1.8. That looks good, and I can actually see everything. It's not so dark. So as you can see there, it's not that dark. Very close at getting eaten. So yeah, no, I don't want to like sound like I'm being snobby about that part of it. It's just like I have done a lot of research about this and just sharing where I got it. Like you could just go on Amazon and say, hey, I'm looking for an LCD screen that's, you know, this size or something, right? Like that's something that you could do, or you could Google it like I did and then kind of do some research. Like I spent days actually looking into, like, I even almost went the route of custom building my own PCB board and all that kind of stuff, and then reverse engineering the things that I've been using. And then I found a company that actually has been doing this for over a decade, and they don't even work on, like, all the companies that I questioned too, the dozen or so companies that I ended up contacting, they don't even build 3D screens anymore. Some people were like, oh, you're missing out on the 3D. And it's like, well, I'd never played 3D mode on my 3DS back when I even had it. I even bought a new 2DS XL because I was like, what's the point of 3D? Because I never used it. I never cared about 3D TVs back in the day. I got sick when I was watching 3D movies at the theater. So it wasn't really something that was a technology. Like, it was cool at the time. Like, I guess, like, when you wore the red and blue glasses or whatever, or the green and blue glasses, whatever, it was kind of a neat technology back then. But the reason why it doesn't exist anymore is because it's a dead technology, and it really wasn't something that took off with a lot of people. And it's unfortunate. And sometimes it, like, I play on my 3DS every once in a while when I'm just getting my kids set up with it, and I'll turn it on and they're like, yeah, it's okay. They don't really want to play with 3D either. So I don't know. But yeah, searching out a different screen, whatever, or screen for your own personal project, like, just look it up, I guess, online and try to find where you can buy one. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I was looking at different companies. I was emailing a bunch of companies. I finally found one company, and now I just email them back and forth whenever what the heck did I just do here? When I need things, and I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. There we go. Okay, I gotta stop talking. Any good stylus options? You're the one that really wants a stylus pen for this, don't you? The one that I was using for just as a universal stylus, I would suggest, is the one for the iPad. It's like a universal iPad stylus, and you could use that if you wanted to, because it works for most devices. I actually did test out some Zelda Hourglass, and I just used my finger for it. But yeah, the universal stylus pen, I did have one, and I lost it. I don't know where the heck it went for the size that it is. I don't know how I lost the freaking thing, but I had a universal stylus pen that was for a iPad originally. It's, I don't know where my phone is. My phone is not here. But yeah, that's the one I would use. I love your passion for creating this. Thanks, Dennis. Saying that the display was from Sharp. Who's that? Sony or not Sony? AYN? Because, like, it doesn't even say, like, on the back of their screen. I think this is the model number. You want to look that up, I guess. And it's a 36 pinout, and I was actually looking online to see if I could find a way to buy a 36 pinout display, ribbon cabled pinout display, so that I could convert it to an OLED on the Odin. And it's not something that's just, you can just buy it, I don't think, at least what I searched, but I didn't deep dive into it too much because I didn't really care that much. So, yeah, just kind of do your research, I guess, and pinpointing to where to get displays, like just Google it, and I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for, because it depends on what you're exactly looking for, right? So, and with this one, this was like the 5th sample of different screens that I got, and this was the final one that I kind of went with out of all the other ones because it was lightweight, it's not heavy. It's about 160 grams by itself with the plastic that it's sitting in right now. And that was one big thing. Some people are like, oh, that looks heavy. And it's like, it's not heavy at all. Like, I am not getting carpal tunnel right now because of it at all. Or getting any strains. I know my arms are sitting on a desk right now, but I'm even sitting in my chair. I play on this and I love I don't know how I designed it. I don't know. I just designed it one day. I learned all this within the last year, and like I even learned how to design stuff this year. I kind of took a lot of time just to learn how to do all this stuff and then produce it for you guys. So gotta get that K, and then I gotta go get Diddy. On Diddy, let's go. All right, we're gonna see if we can make it through this map, this level. This is like one of my least favorite levels of this world. Or no, not this one. This one's, it's the cart one, the minecart levels. Those are the hardest ones I find. Did they use displays from Sharp? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not from Sharp. This is like a company that I ended up finding, third-party company that deals with like mini displays and stuff. So maybe I don't know. Everything is different in China, right? So I'm in Canada. It's not like I can just like, I don't know, walk next door and to the factory next door and say, hey, I need an LCD or whatever. Like China, you can go down to like a market and you can talk to a whole bunch of different people that have like leftover parts from phones and leftover motherboards, and buy like bulk orders of all that stuff for dirt cheap. And like I bet you I know they probably did a great deal with Qualcomm out there with these, but the fact that they were able to get these so cheap, for those that say the $299 is too expensive for an Odin 2 with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor with built-in controller and all that kind of stuff, I kind of laugh at people that say that because it's really not that expensive. Like, I know that's USD and I'm in Canada and that still converts, but it still is not that expensive. Like, you can't find a device for this price with this actual processor in it and get this performance and have a controller built into it at all yet, right? Like, it's just something that is really not expensive compared to, oh, let's buy a $200 one. And it's like, well, your $200 device is not going to be able to do half the stuff that this device has done for me in the last year. And the Odin 2, I really stand by this device being the best Android gaming handheld of 2024 and maybe even going into 2025. Like, I don't see even that Pocket S that came out. I despised everything about that thing because it really did not appease to me. And even Retro Game Corp, he seemed like he didn't like it, but I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I don't think he liked it either. And yeah, so I know I've watched a few reviews about that device, and yeah, it has that new Gen 3X that the Evo is going to have in it. But when that Evo was released and the specs of that thing were released, I was like, yeah, I'm jumping on that, because that device actually does look pretty decent, but it still is not going to have like driver support and all that kind of stuff, right? So you think I'll have it in my hands by Christmas. So that's the plan. I'm hoping everybody will have this by Christmas. And it all depends on like how fast this Indiegogo campaign does get funded. You know what I mean? Like if it gets funded by the next 5 days fully, then it'll be a faster process. Now, if it's still just sitting at 51 by the end, then it's just going to take a little bit longer, but I'm going to let everybody know. And it might even be just me getting it out to people in batches based off of who ordered first kind of thing, right? So it's only 51 right now, so like I say only, but I really appreciate everybody that has backed it and all those orders. But like it's just something that I want to get out to everybody as soon as possible, and I don't want to be dealing with Christmas because it is rush time for Christmas for people to ship things, right? So getting things out at Christmas time is going to be a big thing, and yeah, and it'll be something that I'm going to be working on day and night when this is done. Like when this is done, backed and everything, I'm going to be contacting my supplier for the screen and the board and everything, saying, hey, this is what we need. And then I'm going to be sending off the final amounts for the actual enclosures and the adapters and stuff, because Indiegogo actually does handle all this kind of stuff behind closed doors very well in a PDF format, so that I don't have to like stress out about, hey, all the orders and stuff like that, and all the ones that canceled or the ones that kept their orders kind of thing. Because Indiegogo actually does. I know you guys don't see that stuff. Oh, that was close. But yeah, there's actually a lot of stuff that I can see, and it's going to be easier for me to even ship things because they already have a way for me to actually just grab all your addresses and get things shipped out. So, oh no, I'm dead. Okay, but yeah. So Christmas time, I'm hoping that it'll be out there for you guys before Christmas. And this is the showcase on the Odin 2 today. We did some DS emulation. We did some only on the DNA Duo emulation. Let's check out our battery life. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes in, and we're at 66%. So 1 hour, 40 minutes, 66%. After it was at 100%, we switched over to Wii. Obviously, Wii is going to be a little bit more performing. And highly suggestive when you're done playing on it. Hold the power button to turn it off. And the reason why it's not coming back on the bottom screen is just because I have that mode turned on where the bottom screen turns off if it's plugged into a USB. So that is why AYN needs to fix that feature, because now I have to just unplug it and then I have to turn that feature back off so that I can just plug it back in. And then we can just continue playing on the bottom screen if I really wanted to, you know what I mean? So, and as you can see, like it is a little bit of a different aspect ratio on the bottom screen, I find. So if I go back in here, like you can tell that it's a different aspect ratio by a long shot. And I really do enjoy playing on the top screen over the bottom screen. And I even played Minecraft with my kids for a couple hours, like Minecraft Bedrock Edition. And I was playing on the top screen the entire time because it just felt better. So I can't wait till other people get it in their hands, and I really do want to get it out to you guys as soon as possible because I am excited to see you guys using it. And that's one big thing I'm passionate about, because it is a personal project and it is something that I can't wait for you guys to enjoy. And again, like it is something that I'm still working on today because I'm sharing it with you guys personally. I'm not just throwing a product up on a website and saying, hey, this is what it is. I never want to talk to you again, or, you know, whatever. I want to hear what you guys say about it. Can't wait to hear what you guys say about it. I want you to critique it. I want you to say, hey, this is what it should be, what we should change if there's anything you think needs to be changed, or if there's any flaws that you think are flawed. I've tried to work on it the best I can to think about different things, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as I have been, because I really do enjoy using it when I do use it. And yeah, I hope you guys will too. And stay tuned, because I'm going to announce when we do our next live, or when I do my next live for showcasing it on like the Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally. And I might even do it on the Retroid and the Amberneck as well. So the Amberneck might be last, because obviously I haven't designed, well, I have designed. This is the Amberneck adapter right here, like the original one. This is an old iteration of it, but yeah, so the Amberneck one, that might be the last one, because I would have to reprint a new adapter to fit the actual screen. And I showed you a few different things today, so I want to get one for Steam Deck for sure. Appreciate the quality control before finalizing the product. Thank you, DJ, Ski J. Here's the Steam Deck one. So the Steam Deck, yes, it is a freaking awesome device for it because like the screen fits over top very well. And yeah, I had to actually, so for the Steam Deck, just to be quick here, I had to even change, see how it's like a rounded, I don't know if you can see that, how that's rounded at the back there. I had to change the design of that because there was an issue with the Steam Deck hinge, the original one. It was hitting that the USB-C cable originally. So now it doesn't hit it, and you can actually sit it all the way back like that. And I think the Steam Deck might be the next one. Now there's so many fingerprints all over it because I always touch everything, and I have because like I said, I have OCD. I always have this window cloth. I stole this window cloth from my wife because it's the best cleaning thing for your screen. And yeah, I like to keep things kind of not looking gross, but yeah, there we go. So that's the Steam Deck one, and yeah, it's all powered. So very cool thing, which I'm going to tell you guys about when we do the Steam Deck, is that when it's not turned on, so here, let's continue some Wii U emulation. Ready? Just like a freaking dual screen device. Look how easy that was. I can just go back in and play. And it was in sleep mode. It wasn't using much battery at all when it was in sleep mode, still attached like that. And yeah, I can just continue where I left off. Go back into sleep mode. As you can see, the battery was actually still full down there because it's been sitting on this Steam Deck for... How long did I have this? I think it was overnight now. And there's sleep mode. I'm done with it. I'm ready to go play again. Turn it out of sleep mode after it fully goes into sleep mode. All right, Steam Deck, call me a liar. Come on. There it goes. You gonna turn back on or what? Nah, I think I just bugged it out. I think I just bugged out the Steam Deck. But you guys saw the point of that. And yeah, you could just play like on the top screen of the Steam Deck too. And I like that too. Like I have just sat there and played some Dead Rising and some Fallout. So I have played 5 hours of Fallout 4 because I love Fallout. And yeah, obviously you can't play Call of Duty on this, but Skyrim 2.5 hours, Fallout 3 only 2 hours on the Steam Deck, and I don't think I've played all these other games on here because I just downloaded them one day because they were on sale, and I haven't played Dead Rising in a long time. But yeah, the fact that it just doesn't use any power consumption is that, yeah, I like how it folds up like a laptop. Yeah, that was the big point, right? Like it's like a clamshell, and the big thing, like I say all the time too, you're sitting at your table, you want to watch your TV or watch a movie on your Steam Deck or something. Not everybody has a big screen TV or has a TV in general, or they just want to watch something on their Steam Deck, whatever. They could do that. They could just sit there and watch it on there, and they could turn off the bottom screen and watch a movie on the top screen or something, right? So literally just a portable monitor basically with a cool iteration so that it clamshells over top of the device and connects via USB-C cable, and you can power or charge it with another USB-C port on the back so that you can keep your device charged up. I've charged up all these devices just with it plugged in like this, and it works out really, really well. So stay tuned. I will announce when I do the live for this because I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but I think I might do it like Thursday night or something after my kids go to bed. So take care. Have a nice day, guys. I got to sign off because it's almost 3 o'clock and my wife is heading out soon, so I got to be around for my kids when they get home.